Word structure is how words are built from morphemes, the small units of meaning. Morphemes include roots which provide core meaning, and affixes like prefixes, example, in, unhappy, and suffixes, for example, add, invoke, grammatical, in a walk, which modify or expand the meaning of grammatical function of the word. Yes, I agree with the statement that a morpheme may contain both syntactical and grammatical function. Syntactical function, this refers to the role of a word phrase plays in the structure of a sentence. It's about how words are changed from meaningful phrases and sentences. For example, consider the word unhappiness. Grammatical function, business suffix indicated that the word is a noun, and syntactical function as a noun and happiness can function as a subject, object, or complement in sentence. Inflection, also known as a word pattern, could be illustrated as to construct words by following a regular pattern so satisfy their demand or particular grammatical function in a language. And there are three basic types of inflection in English: that inflection of nouns, inflection of adjective, and inflection of verbs. Inflection of is all about adding these little pieces called suffixes to words to show things, the plural forms, possession, tense, or compressions, things or of suffixes. For instance, adding "ed" to a verb that can make it past tense or a past participle, or adding "s" to noun to multiple things can make it plural like books, or show possession like John's book. Adding even words for verb in the sentence for the third person like the run, like she runs. Inflection it nouns until to sound a more specific meaning about the noun in the form of number like singular or plural. And possession, the act to change the meaning of a singular noun into a plural noun by using inflection is called pluralization. Also had two types. There is regular pluralization and irregular pluralization. Possessive case of nouns. The possessive case is used to show that something belongs to someone or something else. Here are the rules. Number one is singular nouns. Adds to the end of the noun. For example, John. John cleaned his rabbit's cage. Anna drove her mother's car. Second is acronyms are nouns. Add just like which regular nouns. Example, TV, CCTV. Example, the CCTV's picture quality. Nouns ending as you can add either's or just. Example, James book or James book. Inflection or adjective. Inflection or adjective, this involves changing their form to show degrees of comparison, or other grammatical distinction. In English, adjectives are typically inflected to express positive, comparative, and superlative forms. For example, regular adjective, positive fast, comparative faster, superlative fastest. Just that. Example sentence: this car is. I recognize two main types of verb formation. The first is productive verb formation. This is like the most common way to build new words. There are two main types. First is compounding. This is when you stick two words together to make a new one. For example, boyfriend. This made from boy and friend. You can even make longer ones like hot air balloon. Derivation. This is when you add something to to the beginning or end of the word to change in its meaning or part of speech. For example, you can add "un" to happy to make unhappy, or "ness" to kind to make kindness. The second is less productive word formation. These are less common way to make new words. Some examples are clipping, shortening a word. For example, phone comes from telephone. Blending, combining parts of two words. For example, brunch is a mix of breakfast and lunch. Acronyms, making a word from the first letters of other words. For example, NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Productive and less productive word formation differ in their frequency and ease of use for creating new words in a language. The discussion includes provide word formation. These processes are frequently used to form new words in a language. They are more commonly applied and tend to follow consistent patterns. Example includes compounding, combining two or more free morphemes. For example, textbook and text from text and book. Derivation, adding affixes, prefixes, and suffixes to a base word to create a new word. For example, happiness from happy and ness. Second is less productive word formation. These processes are less commonly used to create new words. They are involve more irregular specialized patterns. Example include coding, inventing entirely new words. For example, aspirin. Second is borrowing, taking words from other language. For example, pizza from Italian. Blending, merging parts of words. For example, smoke from smoke and fog. Clipping, shortening longer words. For example, exam from examination. And next, back formation, removing affixes to create new words. For example, edit from editor, from editor. And the next is conversion, changing changing the word's class without altering its from. For example, water is as a noun and verb. And the last is acronyms, forming words from the initial of a phrase. For example, NASA for National Aeronautics and Space Administration.